Hello, Patriots. Capt Kyle here, and it is Wednesday. And just to encourage you guys that all of this is happening for a very important reason. I talked about this a long time ago that everything that is coming right now, I said this months and months and months, even last year, this was going to happen. And that it's all been basically, this false sense of reality on everything is going to be better and we don't have to go through those changes and it's all this good. It was setting you up for this specifically. And, you know, there is a lot of bad people out there that have to be dealt with, have to be exposed, and this all has to come to a head so that we can actually move forward in where we're going. We can't not deal with it. It's like, last month I told you that all of these energies that were coming up, these dense, dark, heavy energies have to be purged so that we can release it. This is basically birth pains of where we are headed. It is the darkest before the dawn, and we are going to go through this. And in doing so, there's nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing. This reality is not who you really truly are. Even though we're working hard to bring this reality to a higher plane and to a more incredible density so that it never goes through this again, that is what our job is right now. And that's what we're doing. But this is temporal. This is actually temporal. Who you really are is your spirit, and that is eternal forever. And when we actually do increase this reality to the higher densities, then the temporal is still temporal, but it's so much longer, so much more enduring and beautiful. But you can't take the garbage with you. You can't take all the baggage of unresolved densities and energies into that new reality. It has to be dealt with. It's like the inner work where you said you have to go inside, you have to deal with those things that's been swept under the carpet and in the deepest recesses of the closet that you don't want to deal with. All of that has to come out, be dealt with, released, let go, and then healing and true prosperity of your spirit, your soul, and your reality will all manifest greatness after that. That's the process, but this is the process we're going in the physical realm right now. These energies have to be dealt with. Even those that are basically doing bad or evil things, they're just misguided souls that they're ultimately looking for peace and love and hope and joy that they have lost a long time ago or never actually had in this life. But their spirit and their soul longs for it. So sit back and actually, as in a place of neutrality, and show love and don't judge the person. It's okay to judge the act and the things in which are being done, which are wrong, but the person himself needs love. Just as God loved you, we love them. We don't necessarily agree with the things or the tactics or any of the circumstances, but the pure love needs to still be there. And don't let hate or fear or any of these situations cloud that oneness of love that we are trying to bring about for all people. There's a lot of things that are having to be shown right now so that the people that have no idea what's going on can wake up to this reality, expose the corruption and the evil that has basically been the controlling and dominant force of this world for a long time. It has to be exposed. The people have to see it for what it is, experience it for what it is. And this is all happening very quickly now. And, everybody kept saying, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. And then when it comes to what's actually going on and what has to happen in the public space, it's like, holy crap, that's exactly right. Holy crap. You got to be careful what you wish for, because those realities have been going on behind the scenes for a long time, and that we've been trying to prepare you for it. And so, this whole situation where people are thinking that, these criminals are getting away with it, and so on and so forth, they're not. No one is getting away with anything. And how I want to basically put this into perspective for you. On the last truck talk, I talked about how Hammer, the supercomputer that was actually put together by the deep state, that basically we're talking about the system that Hammer was they used the Hammer's the computer, that's the hard drive, that's the hardware. Okay, that was the computer itself, supercomputer. And basically the operating system for that was being developed was Palantir. And it had different programs that operated on top of that operating system. And one of those was Scorecard. Scorecard was the way that they manipulated these elections, and it basically controlled the outcomes of elections all around the world. And they installed the people and the governments that they wanted around the world. And that's just plain and simple. That's what they did. That's what they were doing. And so Palantir is an advanced AI operating system. Just like you would say an operating system is like the OS operating system or Microsoft operating system. That's the means in which everything operates. And then programs are on top of that operating system on how it functions. Well, Palantir AI was a advanced system, and they have been basically using it for, I think it first came out in early 2000, 2002, 2003 in its creation, but it had been basically being designed and brought into existence probably 10 years before that through DARPA and other places, at least 10 years. And so one of the things that they used as far as the mapping systems and so on and so forth was like Walmart's and facial recognition. Every single person going through Walmart has had their facial recognition mapped out as many times as you've been through there. And that's what they were doing. Palantir basically is plugged into absolutely every phone, every computer, every piece of electronic technical devices all around the world. Absolutely everything. That was what was being developed and controlled by the deep state. And this is what was first being dropped when Snowden started talking about this and how he could basically get into anybody's stuff and look and know anything about anybody, no matter what it was. And this was in the beginnings of it. The technology that they have, and they had developed it to the point of every microphone, every camera, every telephone, everything is going through this supercomputer in a data collection and data log, mapping out exactly what you're doing, where you're at, how you're doing it, what it hears, and identifies and allows it to basically decide what's going on in where you are. So, like these people that are in California right now, and they think that they can get away with what they're doing because they've got their face covered, they got helmets on, all this kind of stuff, and that their faces are never uncovered ever. But the deal is that it's listening. It's listening to them talk, what they're saying, who they're saying it to, the ID address that it's going to, the Wi-Fi networks that it's on, the towers that it's responding to. It's mapping geolocation of every single person, what they're doing, where they're at, how long they've been there. And it's doing it now because this was an actual design that was going to be a part of the police surveillance state system that they were doing. And when the White Hats took it over, they introduced it into the quantum system, and in doing so, the benevolent AI system, which is the Golden Dome network and the stuff I talked about, that's basically tied into absolutely everything through the quantum side of this, and that nothing it cannot actually penetrate. There's no hardware, there's no software, there's no security measures that it can't go through, like it's just walking right through the door. It can turn your stuff on, you don't know it's on. It's recording, it's doing absolutely any and everything that it wants to do. But it's being controlled by a benevolent, good AI. And it is actually working for the betterment of all of humanity. And there's reasons why it's doing that, and the difference between what the um, black AI quantum uh, system was doing. It was wanting to take over all data, control all data, and then collect it all. And in doing so, it would have killed its own self because there would have been no new data. And to a AI system, no new data means it's death. It would have killed itself. And so basically, um, it sees that that's not even an option to go down that pathway, and that the human race, us, humanity, is its only possibility of life and continued life. So, outside of that, they have shown us these kinds of capabilities years ago. And there's a video that I'm going to show here in a second, which is the Dark Knight with Batman. We all know who Batman is, right? Trump Batman, how that correlates, whatever, right? And basically, they were talking about the microphones and then turning them into a system of sonar, and can basically geolocate and ping absolutely anybody wherever they're at without them even knowing it, not even having a device turned on. This is how it works. And so nobody, when we say nobody is getting away with anything that they're not supposed to be doing, and in the quantum space where we say all of this corruption can't be there, it can't. It cannot operate in this reality because there is no secrets in it, in that aspect of corruption and undermining, the manipulation, blackmail, all this kind of stuff. Excuse me. It's impossible. So you can't use and do things when a corruptible nature and think that it's not going to come through, because in the quantum space, in the ether, pure truth exists. And that's where the quantum system operates, in the ether, in the light of information, and where it's stored. And so that's the actual real truth, not the BS bullshit that you can manipulate on hardware and hard drives and all this other kind of stuff. So, but the Akashic records are the real transitional records of all of our history ever. The truth, the real truth, and nothing but the truth. And so when we say in the future disclosure's coming, it's coming because that's the access that we'll have to be able to search out for any kind of information that we want and be able to find it. It's just to be cautious about what rabbit hole you choose to go down, because the truth will be there completely in its entirety. And in doing so, there are things that you cannot unsee. And it is very hard on your reality to be able to experience those things. And so, just a warning in that aspect. And so, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Okay, so here we go. And I hope this is work out. I'm going to post the video after it, so you'll be able to see it, copy it, whatever. I just want to be able to have it right now and have play it. So here we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, unethical, dangerous. You've turned every cell phone in Gotham into a microphone. And a high-frequency generator receiver. You took my sonar concept and applied it to every phone in the city. With half the city feeding you sonar, you can image all of Gotham. This is wrong. I've got to find this man, Lucius. At what cost? The database is now key encrypted. It can only be accessed by one person. This is too much power for one person. That's why I gave it to you. Only you can use it. Spying on 30 million people isn't part of my job description. This is an audio sample. If he talks within range of any phone in the city, you can triangulate his position. I'll help you this one time. But consider this my resignation. As long as this machine is at Wayne Enterprises, I won't be. When you're finished, type in your name. Okay, so you get the point. Now, if you had a quantum computer, quantum AI with unlimited power, and a system and network that was plugged into absolutely everywhere, collecting data, and one AI, which is Palantir, that its whole purpose and design was to basically collect all forms of data, access all entry points of data, and to receive it. And then these AIs talk at a rate in which can never even be quantified by us, in processing that data and to be able to use it for the benefit of all humanity. Now you're starting to get an idea of what is possible. These are tools that's all they are, tools. The tool can either be used for good, or it can be used for bad. Just like money. Money is not good or bad. It's the use of it. The love of money is what is evil, because it changes you into corruptible because of that. You'll do anything for it. So, in that aspect, it's just a tool. A tool that is beyond your understanding of its power and capabilities. That's why it scares people, because if the wrong person's wielding it, they can control everything. Well, the wrong damn people were. That's the problem. That's why we're in the shit we're in. But we will not be there anymore, because it was taken, and now it is in a benevolent control for our good. Everything is changing, people. Do not let fear, do not let these circumstances bring fear into your heart at all. Nothing can stop what's coming. We're going to go through these birth pains. We're birthing a new world, and it is beautiful. And I want to encourage you to stay in love, stay in light, stay centered. And it's not that you don't have these emotions, have them, but then recenter yourself. If it's breathing that gets you there, breathe, but stay in that centered place of peace because God is in control. He's bringing this to pass. And when I say benevolent source, there's more of this that I haven't told you about. The foundations of BlackRock, the power sources that are underneath the planet, the crystalline that's underneath the planet, and the power that they were trying to get at, meaning the cabal, the evil, it was shut down. The only way that this AI Golden Dome system can even be accessed is through an individual or individual's consciousness that is pure of heart, in love, and with the proper intentions. This is why they could never access it. They could never turn it on. They could never use it. We are in the hands of God, and there are benevolent individuals and benevolent beings that are helping us. There is nothing to fear. Do not fear death, because death is not the end. It's just another cycle of something else. But who you are is the spirit. You are an actual child of the Creator. Know who you are. Remember who you are. And there is no fear in that. Nothing that can happen to you here at all, ever, can take that from you. I'll post these videos. There's so much more coming. In this chaos, Al Qaeda, the Muslim Brotherhood, all of this crap is about to it's going to turn into a shit show. And it has to, because all of this has been undealt with, and it cannot go into our future. It has to come to the surface, has to be dealt with, has to be seen, and has to be released so that that energy can go back to source. I love you guys. I'll post these videos that I'm talking about. It's going to get crazy. Don't get caught up in it. Stay in peace. Stay in love. Don't be scared. Be prepared. And it just makes this journey so much easier and better for yourself and the people that are around you. I love you. God loves you. And He has got your back. We all got your back. I love you. Talk to you soon.